Hi there, Gardening with Leslie and Alan, and today we have a riding lawnmower that we're going to service. It needs a couple of different things. It needs the spring maintenance, tune-up, oil change, check the blades, the belt, tires, etc. But before we do that, we need to address an issue that started developing last fall, and that is, after 15 years, this Briggs Stratton 18.5 Intek overhead valve engine started developing a lean run condition with the carburetor, when that does happen, so it's not to be surprised. Now, you can take the carburetor off, disassemble and clean it. A lot of times it'll take care of it, sometimes it won't. You can either do that, or I opted for just getting a replacement carburetor and taking care of the problem with that. So this will eliminate the problem, which is a lean condition, making you have to use the choke to keep it running. So let's dive into that today, and we'll do the maintenance at a later date. Here is the tractor that we are servicing. Not the Volkswagen Beetle, but the tractor. 18.5 Intek. The first thing we need to do, in order to get to this carburetor, which is right here, we need to remove the top engine cover, and that'll give accessibility to the carburetor then, and we can remove the carburetor. This is also the air filter cover. The air filter is dirty and will get replaced, as well as the fuel line, and I've got a new petcock to shut the fuel off and a new fuel filter. So the first thing we need to do is we need to loosen these 45 Torx bolts. We don't need to take them out. There's a couple of bolts on the back that we need to loosen up and remove this fuel pump, get it out of the way. We'll just leave it hanging. Take the fuel line off the carburetor, and then we'll proceed from there, and I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, now that I've got the top cover removed, you can better see what I'm talking about. This is the carburetor. There's the carburetor. There's the throttle linkage and spring. Here's the choke linkage right here. We'll need to remove this air horn and the breather hose right here. It goes into that horn. And unplug this solenoid wire on the bottom of the carburetor. There's a new solenoid on the new carburetor. Take these two nuts off. That lets this snorkel come off. Has a gasket here that we just reuse that. That'll be fine. Okay, we'll take these two carburetor retaining bolts off. They're 5/16. Hope you can see this. Now the carburetor does come with a new gasket. I'll show you the gasket in a second. I'll take these bolts out. They're the same. Nice looking unit, nice and pretty. First thing we need to do is put the linkage back on. We'll do it in the same order we did it. And in this little slot, like so. Okay, we'll take the new gasket, And we'll stick the bolts in and just hang the gasket off so I can get it started. And it same goes one like that. The surface is nice and clean, so we don't need to clean it. We'll start these. Before I go any farther, make sure the linkage isn't binding. It's working correctly, and it is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead at this point. I'll go ahead and tighten the linkage, or tighten the bolts back down, put the fuel line on, and put the cover back on, and then I'll show you how the air cleaner goes. And remember, it goes here. We want to plug in the breather. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but there's a breather that has to be plugged in first before you put this on. There. There. Like that. We're going to start the nuts. Snug that down. There's plastic as well, so don't go crazy. Just snug it. Like that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to put the engine top cover back on. Tighten the bolts down and put the fuel pump on it. Just slides down over the bolts. Making sure you get that over the snorkel. Like so. I'll go ahead and tighten those down. Down. Two torques. Make sure everything lines up. There, okay, that's in place. I told you the pre-filter sits right in here. And the air filter goes just like so. And this is the air cleaner cover. It's just in the tabs. And locks into place. Okay, the last thing we need to do is install the fuel hose and the fuel pump. Okay, take those down. Stuck it down. I don't know about that location. I may move it later, but for right now, it'll be fine. Okay, let me move my tools out of the way. At this point, we can turn the fuel on. That's on. Let's have a look. This is the way it's supposed to start. Like so. Well, I thank you for watching. I've got some final tweaking to do. And then, like I said, the next video will be the maintenance video. So please, if you like this video, like, subscribe, and leave any comments below, and I will see you next video.